After thinking about it and the heat that's going to come off the headers, I am going to leave the solenoid and the voltage regulator on the fender. But what I'm going to do is we're going to use the nutsert tool, because on the Fords, this isn't, if it was ever threaded, it's no longer good enough to hold the bolts real good. So we'll just put that in there. We'll put the nutserts in there so we have a good threaded base, so that when we're putting it on there, it's got a good ground contact. It's not jiggling around or anything like that. We'll get that done. First step is a little drilling with a Christmas tree bit. Now, if you have the right drills, it does tell you the right size and everything. I eyeball it. Yep, looks like a 3/8 is going to be the size of the hole that we need. I'm just going to run the Christmas tree bit to there, and then we're going to set it in there. You know, this is where the budget comes in. Why did I choose these nutserts? Because what I found with the 2 screws that I wanted to use, these are the ones that fit. It's what I had. It was free. That's what we're using. We'll get the nutsert. Got the nutsert threaded on. Drop it in the hole. Close it up. One more for good measure. Back it up. There's one down. Wash, rinse, repeat. We'll do the exact same thing. All right. So we got our screwdriver and our new screws. Let's get it put on. That's what you want. You want a good positive engagement so you can tighten these right down. It's not wiggling around. And then all of our wires that we had laying here, we'll be able to hook them. We'll be able to hook them right into this. It's set, ready to go. So, if you remember, we left the voltage regulator harness in one piece so that we can put it together. All I'm going to do is remove the voltage regulator so that we can mount that onto the firewall also. There we go. Got a little dirt dauber nest in there. No big deal. It's not a pin that's used. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with the voltage regulator. We're just going to drill a couple holes, nutsert them in, get it done. And there we go. And we got 2 new nutserts in there. We'll get the voltage regulator mounted up. I would say if you're going to be doing stuff like this, instead of, you know, digging around the garage, just grabbing loose bolts and stuff, a lot of these smaller components, if you stay at like about 1/4 20, you'll be fine with everything that you're doing. So if you're able to use a nutsert tool, they do make more rudimentary one where you just use a nut and it crushes itself down. You don't need the big tool. But instead of digging around trying to find bolts and doing miscellaneous bolts and stuff like that, go down to the local hardware store. You know, some of the places still sell them by the pound instead of by the piece. You know, go down to your Tractor Supply or your Garden Supply or whatever it is, get them by the pound. You know, it's only a couple dollars, and it's good peace of mind to change this hardware out, and then you'll know that you've got good connections, good grounds, especially around electrical, making sure that your components are tight, not loose and jumping around or bouncing around when you're going down the road, because that's where your connections start to break down. And you know, when you run into the intermittents, you know, it runs fine when it's sitting here. I get going down the road and things are shutting off and stuff. Could be losing ground because something's moving or shifting around on the metal, and it's going from a bare metal ground to a painted surface. It's losing its ground. It's shutting a component down. Thanks again, guys. As always, I appreciate you watching my videos, and have a good night.